Coming up on Sports Night.
Men's basketball wraps up the regular season and jumps into postseason action.
Wrestling hosts the Big Ten tournament here in Evanston.
And one of Northwestern football captains joins us in the studio. The winter has really been getting to me. It's so dark outside, and there's the eclipse tonight, and
hey, it's not all that bad. Daylight savings just happened, and spring's right around the corner.
Either way, the lights are bright in the studio tonight because it's Sports Night right now.
Welcome back to Sports Night, the sunniest show in Illinois. I'm Gabby Egozi alongside Charles White, and we are so thrilled to be your hosts to wrap up this frigid winter quarter.
And honestly, Gabby, I think it's only fitting that they put two Floridians on desk for the final show of winter quarter. There really is no better way to ring in spring break.
I couldn't agree more. And you know what? There is no better way to ring into the show than with some men's basketball highlights from their last game of the regular season. After dropping a heartbreaker in their final home game of the season against UCLA, men's basketball traveled to Maryland to face the 13th-ranked Terrapins to wrap up the regular season. Northwestern gearing up for a tough test against the Maryland Terrapins at the Xfinity Center in College Park. The Cats looking for an upset victory in their last regular season game of 2025. The Cats hanging in there early. KJ Wyndham sets Nick Martinelli up to swish a floater. Game tied up at 6 apiece. Neither team able to break away in the first half. Jacoby Gillespie drives in the paint and hits a jumper of his own to put the Terps back on top. A scrap for the ball, and Fitzmaurice comes away with it. Barry chucks it to Justin Mullins, who makes the layup despite getting fouled. After one half, it's Maryland holding a narrow 32-29 lead. Second half now, and Maryland is hot. Selton Miguel wide open on the left side, nails the three to extend Maryland's lead to 7. But the Cats aren't going anywhere. Ty Berry chucks up a three, splash. Northwestern back within a score. Game still close. Wyndham misses the step-back jumper, but Matt Nicholson is right there to slam it home. 4-point game. But Maryland would pull away after that. Their fans up on their feet. Gillespie pulls up, shoots it, and has nothing but the net. His three proved to be the dagger in this one. And despite keeping it close for much of the game, Northwestern would drop its regular season finale 74-61. However, with USC losing to UCLA later that day, the Cats clinched a berth in the Big Ten tournament in Indianapolis.
Heading into the conference tournament, Northwestern knew it needed to come away with the championship to earn a spot in the NCAA tournament. Tuesday morning, Coach Collins and Nick Martinelli stressed that the team just wanted to find a way to keep playing more basketball together.
We're playing for our lives, but every team has its own journey, and ours, it's been a long journey. We started last summer, we had a trip to Italy and Greece last August. We've been together since then. These guys really love playing. They're really great friends. There's a great camaraderie, great chemistry with this group, and I think we'd love to keep this thing going as long as we could.
Me personally, selfishly, I just want to keep playing with these guys. I want to keep seeing Ty and Matt's and Brooks' face every day. That's something maybe that the transfers or younger guys don't really feel as much because they haven't been around the program, for as long. But for someone that's been here for 3 years, I kind of just selfishly want to see these guys, each and every day.
Indianapolis, Indiana is the venue for this year's men's Big Ten basketball tournament. Number 13 Northwestern and number 12 Minnesota kicked things off yesterday afternoon. Starting things early in the first, some good interplay between Jordan Clayton and Matt Nicholson as Clayton finds Nicholson off the pick and roll for the easy bucket. It was a tight affair for much of the first half, but this nice reverse pass from Justin Mullins to Nick Martinelli helped extend the Cats' lead to 5. Martinelli comes into the tournament with a chip on his shoulder, having missed out on first-team honors. From one star man to another, here's Dawson Garcia bodying his defender and pulling up for a big fadeaway jumper. Garcia would finish with 22 points, 7 rebounds as the Minnesota guard continued his stellar form. With time running down in the first, Minnesota playing some great defense as they steal the ball here from Clayton. Brennan Rigsby driving the length of the court. He has Garcia to his left, but takes it himself for the easy layup. Minnesota hoping to end the half strong. Rigsby finds Parker Fox, but his layup is no good. Ty Berry gets the rebound and tries for the spectacular, but comes up short. Northwestern heads into halftime with a 3-point advantage, looking to secure a date with Wisconsin in round 2. And the Cats came out hot in the second half, scoring 10 unanswered points, led off by this huge 3 from Ty Berry. Swish, the senior finished with 14 points on the day. We pick it up later in the half here with the game all but gone. Martinelli surveying, kicks it to KJ Wyndham, pulls up deep from the corner. He puts up the 3 from behind the glass. The standout freshman extends the Northwestern lead to 15, and that lead proved too tall a mountain for the Gophers to climb, as this Ty Berry rebound, his 7th, would seal it for the Cats. Northwestern wins 72-64 and will face off against the Badgers of Wisconsin.
Men's basketball faced off against the Wisconsin Badgers this afternoon in the second round of the Big Ten tournament in Indianapolis. The Wildcats were unable to keep up with the 5th-seeded Badgers and fell by a final score of 70-63. Nick Martinelli led all scorers with 22 and ended the season with 676 points, breaking John Sherna's single-season record for a Northwestern player. John Tonje and Nolan Winter led Wisconsin with 18 points apiece. With that loss, the Cats will close out their season with a final record of 17-16. The program has decided to not accept a possible bid to the NIT or college basketball crown. It was an emotional ending for the Wildcats as Ty Berry and Matt Nicholson were subbed out for one final time in a Northwestern jersey. As devastated as the team must be, Northwestern fought to the very end and made it further than many would thought after losing Brooks Barnheiser and Jalen Leach to injury. The Cats will return with a very different set of faces next fall. Coming up, a special guest from Northwestern's football team joins us in studio. Don't go anywhere.
Trying to work my way out of the prison system was the most difficult challenge of my life. It only became tangible once I became a Northwestern student.
One, two, three, four.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. And, you know, I was just wondering, Gabby, what are you looking forward to most about the sunny weather that's sure to come?
Well, I think I'm going to have to say going to the beach. I'd even go as far as saying that South Beach in Evanston is better than the one in Miami.
Lying on the broadcast? Come on, Gabby. But on the note of brighter days, Northwestern football has a lot to look forward to, with 2 of its captains announcing their intent to return next fall.
Running back Cam Porter and defensive lineman Carmine Bastone will be returning for the Cats next season, both of whom were big pieces of Northwestern's past successes. Our very own Matt Saperstein joins us now in the studio with Bastogne.
Thanks, Gabby. Joining me now is senior defensive lineman Carmine Bastogne. Carmine, thanks so much for taking the time.
How's it going, Matt?
Pretty good. So Carmine, starting off, you had quite a career with Northwestern so far, joining the program as a walk-on in 2021, earning a scholarship in 2023, and then being voted captain by our teammates this past fall. How special was it to be named a captain after everything you've been through with this program?
It was really special. Just like coming from where I came from as a walk-on and like being able to work my way up and earn that captaincy was really huge, and just goes to show how much work I've put into this and like put it in towards the team. So.
For sure. Now, I know your start to last season wasn't what you had hoped to, having to miss 5 games due to an injury, but you made an immediate impact when you came back in that Maryland game, got that strip sack, and secured the win for the Cats. What was it like getting back out onto the field and leading the defense?
Yeah, it was just really exciting just to be out there with the guys again, and just my roommate was able to scoop the ball up and score for a touchdown, so that was huge. But yeah, just being able to work through that adversity and then show that, over time that it just doesn't really mean that much, and like that you can just work over it through just like hard work was just really cool to actually produce that and show people that actually can work. So.
And over the last 4 years with this program, you've been able to play with so many talented defensive players. What have you learned from the older guys who you've played with?
I just learned about like going through adversity. I mean, obviously I've had that in this past season, and just like being a good leader every day and every week. Just trying to be the kind of guy that you want to like be seen by other people. And a lot of those guys that came before me, give an example, Joe Spivak, just always a great high energy guy and was always there for any player, whether it be offense, defense, or special teams. So just trying to be more like those guys is just really important.
Now, you announced a few weeks before spring ball that you'll be returning to Northwestern for the 2025 season. What do you hope to accomplish as a returning captain, and how's the team preparation been going so far?
I think just having a successful season. I'm not really looking for personal accolades. I'm just looking for, just having a good year, go to a bowl game, and just enjoy the heck out of each other.
Well, Carmine, thanks so much for joining us on the show. Looking forward to see what you'll be doing and with the rest of the team this season.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you on desk.
Thanks, guys. The football team definitely has a lot to look forward to next season with new additions and returners.
Northwestern Wrestling hit the mat with the best from the Midwest as they took on the Big Ten championships here in Evanston over the weekend. After a blowout loss to third-ranked Iowa on February 16th, Northwestern looked to bounce back at the beginning of postseason competition. Evanston was just a little busy. Nah, I'm kidding. It was real busy this past weekend for the Big Ten Wrestling Championships. This is how they fared. Starting off with Dedrick Navarro at 125 pounds. He'd defeat Brendan McCrone in the first round, but dropped his next 2 matches on the day. McCrone would get his revenge on day 2 of the tournament with a 15-3 major decision win. And a surprise here, Sam Cartella had a rough weekend. A sudden victory loss to Dylan Gilcher of Michigan threw things sideways for the first year. Max Mayfield showed out for the Cats at 165 pounds. He dominated following a first-round loss, beating Anthony White and Christopher Minto to secure 6th place. Luck didn't come John Halverson's way, though, as he was also defeated via sudden victory in round 1. However, he bounced back the very next match and end the weekend with a 2-3 record. It's not Northwestern Wrestling without a bonus point victory from Evan Bates' technical fall here, plus a medical forfeit in his favor gave Bates 7th place. But many are saying that this heartbreaking loss to Camden McDaniel kept him out of the top 5. Overall, it was a rough weekend for the Cats, finishing in an undesirable 12th place, but NU had a number of qualifiers for the national championships and 2 podium finishes. Not too shabby and a positive end to a very rocky dual season.
In addition to qualifying 4 members of the team to the NCAA tournament and placing 2 members on the podium this past weekend, the Cats hosted the tournament for the first time in 11 years. Sports Night's Anna Watson, Pearson Strandquist, and Matt Campbell captured the excitement and electric environment here in Evanston.
For the first time in 14 years, the Big Ten Wrestling Championships have returned to Evanston. And with names like Gable Stevenson and Stephen Buchanan in the brackets, Wells Shrine Arena was bound to be packed out. So here's what it looked like this past weekend.
Boiler up Oh, yeah!
Thousands, and I mean thousands, of spectators poured into the Welsh over the weekend to see their favorite wrestlers get their spotlight on the biggest stage. Year after year, the Big Ten has been considered the top conference for college wrestling. But don't believe us, just listen to the fans.
The atmosphere is just, I don't even know how to describe it because I sit at home and I watch the TV and then I come here and it's like, there's no comparison, right? You need your right arm beat, right?
This tournament featured none other than Olympic gold medalist Gable Steveson, who immortalized himself by becoming the first heavyweight in Big Ten history to win 4 conference titles. Evanston's iteration of the conference championships was among the most memorable for Steveson, as he saw many familiar faces in the crowd.
I'm from Northwest Indiana, Portage, Indiana to be exact, so it's cool to be close to home and cool to have everybody come out and see me wrestle.
In the same vein, the virtues of home mat advantage provided the hosting Wildcats some immense comfort for players and coaches alike.
I'm great. I'm happy that we were able to bring this to Evanston and produce a great event for everybody. And it's nice for the guys to be able to warm up in their wrestling room, to get a personal space to relax when the other teams are in a team camp.
The weekend did not go the way the hosts had planned, but there were some bright spots for the Cats. Northwestern will be sending 4 wrestlers to Philadelphia next week for the NCAA National Championships. Redshirt first-year Sam Cartella, redshirt senior Trevor Trumbley, redshirt junior Evan Bates, and redshirt senior Max Mayfield. The latter 2 securing podium finishes this past weekend.
I think as a whole, expected a little bit better results, like individually as well, but season's not over yet, so still excited about it.
For fans, players, and coaches alike, this experience in Evanston was definitely one to remember. For Pearson Strenkus and Anna Watson, I'm Matt Campbell for NNN Sports.
Thanks, guys. The Cats will now shift their focus to preparing for the NCAA tournament starting on March 20th in Philadelphia.
The number 3 ranked women's lacrosse team for Northwestern took down Marquette Golden Eagles on Friday night at the Valley Fields Dome. The Wildcats started the evening slowly, but ultimately came away with a 19-9 victory. Northwestern weathered the strong start from Marquette by way of a sensational night by Madison Taylor. Taylor had a career-high 8 goals in the competition, with 3 of them coming in the first quarter. After what was a competitive 6-4 first period, the Wildcats started to pull away in the second. They scored 7 out of their 12 shots in the quarter, compared to Marquette's lone goal. After the halftime break, the Northwestern side continued their success on the evening. They controlled the game for most of the second half, with Northwestern first-year Hannah Rudolph breaking a scoring drought halfway through the third for the Wildcats. In that low-scoring third quarter, the Wildcat defense held the Golden Eagles to 1 goal yet again. Northwestern put away 3 goals themselves, entering the fourth quarter with a 16-6 lead. The Wildcats and Golden Eagles each tallied 3 goals through the final 15 minutes to finish the match. The Wildcats' success can be attributed to their strong draw play, which stopped the Golden Eagles from finding any momentum. The Wildcats look to carry their 4-game win streak against Penn State on Sunday at 1 p.m. in Ryan Fieldhouse.
You'll want to stick around because when we come back, we'll have all the updates on where you can catch the Cats this weekend.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
set, yellow.
Welcome back to Sports Night. Charles, everything okay? What are you looking at over there?
Oh, sorry. I was just watching the sun slowly setting. It's only been a couple minutes, but I missed it already.
Well, let's see if some more Northwestern sports can brighten your outlook on the night. Basketball headed back to the Carolinas last weekend, this time to face the Citadel in a 4-game set. Crawford Wade took the bump on Friday, allowing 4 runs but tossing 6 innings and saving the bullpen. Despite a 6-inning Cats comeback attempt that featured a Preston Knott scoring on a wild pitch and Bennett Markinson adding another on a sac fly, they would drop Game 1 4-2. Standout freshman Matthew Kauser got the start for the first game on Saturday's doubleheader and got some early run support courtesy of the 3 RBI doubles off the bats of Jackson Freeman, Trent Lyolis, and Markinson in the first. Kauser held the Citadel enough to keep the Cats in it, and Lyolis broke the 3-3 tie in the fourth with a solo shot. Unfortunately, Kauser and the Cats defense couldn't shut the door. Cats lose again 5-4. Northwestern quickly returned to action that afternoon with Sam Leboki on the mound after he came in relief in Game 1. The Cats again granted him an early lead with Jack Council doubling and 1 in the second, Lyolis clubbing a sac fly in the third, then Council coming through again with an RBI base knock in the fourth. Leboki allowed 1 run in the fourth, but the Cats were pristine otherwise, taking Game 3 4-1. Northwestern struck first again in the finale, courtesy of a Knott leadoff homer and a run scoring double play, and Coach Greenspan's bullpen game strategy pays off. The Cats staff allows 4 runs early, but the offense keeps steaming ahead with a Lyolis single and a barrage of late-inning RBI base hits to stave off the Citadel. NU splits the 4-game set with a 10-7 victory. But that's not all, folks. Northwestern drove down to UIC on Wednesday for a midweek matchup, following the cancellation of their home opener on Tuesday. But it didn't go the Cats' way. Tyler Gannis got his squad on the board first with a 2-run bomb, but lefty Blake McMillan struggled in his first start and dug NU in a hole they couldn't get themselves out of. Cats lose 5-2.
Men's tennis kicked off its Big Ten slate this past weekend against a pair of red foes as Wisconsin and Nebraska came to town. First up for the Cats were the Badgers on Friday, and this couldn't have gone better for NU. After splitting the number 1 and number 3 doubles matches, Chad Miller and Felix Nordby clutched up and got Northwestern their first point at the number 2 doubles. First-year Vincent Yang got his first conference win at number 6 singles. Felix Nordby won in straight sets at the number 2 slot, and Northwestern would go on to snag 2 more points in singles play to win the match 5-2. Looking to continue their winning ways, Northwestern played the Cornhuskers on Sunday. Nebraska won 2 of 3 doubles matches to get the doubles point and get out to a 1-0 lead. After winning the first 2 singles matches as well, Nebraska was up 3-0. However, Felix Nordby, who went 4-0 on the weekend, and Chad Miller both secured points for Northwestern to make it 3-2. Unfortunately for the Cats, though, Nebraska would win the last 2 matches and beat them 5-2. Next up for Northwestern, a trip to the state of Indiana as they play the Hoosiers and Purdue Boilermakers this weekend.
Northwestern women's tennis hit the road to start Big Ten play against a pair of conference foes. First up was a trip to Madison to face the number 17th ranked Badgers on Friday. Wisconsin dominated the matchup, sweeping the Cats 4-0 and handing them their 6th loss of the season. Northwestern looked to right the ship at Minnesota on Sunday. Sydney Pratt and Nina Feldman dominated at the second double spot, winning 6-1 with the duo of Kylie Rabjohns and Brittany Lau also picking up a victory. Minnesota made it a battle, winning 3 singles points at the number 1, 2, and 5 spots. Feldman and Pratt continued their strong day by winning their respective singles matches, leaving the match in the hands of Brittany Lau at number 3 singles. Lau took care of business, winning in 3 sets to clinch the first Big Ten win of the season for the Cats. Over the weekend, Northwestern will host Nebraska and Iowa, looking to keep the momentum going.
Northwestern men's golf traveled to Ponte Vedra Beach in Florida to compete in the Height as the Cats continued their spring season. The Cats would have a real challenge ahead of them, though, with the field including 3 top 10 teams in Texas, UNC, and Virginia. Cameron Adam was the star of the show for NU, shooting 2 over and finishing in the top 25 of the tournament for the 4th time this year. Not far behind were Daniel Svard, who shot even par over the final 2 days, alongside Niles Shields-Donegan and Ethan Sang. First-year Mark Gazzi rounded out the pack, shooting 12 over in just his 2nd ever event for Northwestern. The Cats returned to action on the opposite coast, traveling to Palo Alto, California, to compete in the Goodwin starting March 27th.
Northwestern fencing took on the NCAA's Midwest Regionals last Saturday at Denison University. The fun started in the épée section, where both Karen Wang and Amanda Perkowski qualified for the Nationals. This is Wang's 3rd trip to the NCAA championships, while it's the 4th for Perkowski if you include her tenure at Notre Dame. And Northwestern's plans for postseason glory were not foiled by the foil class. First years Yukari Takawizama and Daphne Chan-Nok say both qualified for Nationals. Takamizawa finished 5th and Chan-Nok-se finished 7th, with both tallying 10 triumphs. Northwestern also placed a pair of punctures in the postseason in the Sabre division. Natalie Shearer finished 4th, the best finish by any Wildcat at the entire meet. Alex Chen was close behind her with a 6th place finish, while Nisha Hild and Megumi Oshii both also finished in the top 9. The 6 qualifiers will take to the mats again at the Fencing Championships at Penn State on March 22nd and 23rd.
And here's how you can catch the Cats this week.
Baseball hosts its home opener against Penn State this weekend.
Women's tennis takes on Nebraska in Evanston on Friday.
And lacrosse joins the fight against the Nittany Lions at home on Sunday.
When we come back, it'll be the bright spot of the night with plays of the week, so don't go anywhere.
I'm Kelly McEvers, founding host of the NPR podcast Embedded.
I'm James Edwards, host of the Unresolved podcast from Frontline.
I'm Antonia Cereijido, former senior producer of Anything for Selena podcast and current executive producer at Elias Studios.
My narrative, since I've been locked up and kind of made my transition, has been like redemption, accountability.
When I come into the classroom environment, every individual that sits amongst me takes education seriously.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Welcome back to the last show of the quarter, and I think since the sun has set, it's time for me to go home, get to bed, pray for warmer days.
Hold on, Charles. We still have plays of the week.
Oh, how could I forget? Let's get right into it.
Let's go back to Saturday. Cats taking on Maryland on the road. Last game of the regular season, and it's close. Northwestern playing some good defense, and they get the steal. Fast break. Justin Mullins, boom! Slam dunk for the junior. Cats end up falling to Maryland in the regular season finale.
That number 2 Big Ten Wrestling Tournament right here in Evanston. NU's Max Mayfield battling it out with Andrew White from Rutgers. And look at this, he grabs the leg and drags him down for 3 points. Mayfield won this bout and earned a 6th place finish in the 165-pound weight class.
And at number 1, first round of the Big Ten basketball tournament, KJ Windham from the corner, bang! Northwestern goes on to beat Minnesota. Well, that'll do it for this show and this quarter, and it wouldn't be fitting to close this out without a huge thanks to our Senior Sports Director, Matt Saperstein.
We appreciate all that you've done with this show during your tenure and even on this last sports night. If the future is bright for anyone, it's bright for you. And to all watching, follow us on Instagram at @NNN_sports and on X at NNN Sports.
For Charles White, I'm Gabby Egozi. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the spring.